there are cheating scandals to discuss. And I mean cheating scandals anywhere and everywhere, all over the place. We're talking from Republican accusations to Democrat accusations to a man's own wife deciding that now is the time to get involved. So Graham Plattner up in Maine, when he originally became the presumptive Democrat candidate to go up against Susan Collins, it was quite an opportunity. Because this was the time for Bernie Sanders. He was so excited about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, but see, up in the Maine, we could get him up there, we could run the socialism. He is a basic-looking white guy, he's kind of chubby around the middle. He's Graham Plattner. And Bernie Sanders and the left was really excited. I mean, this was going to be their guy that knocked over Susan Collins with ease, with finesse, with panache even. Here they were.
I think it's very telling that a political system that has become controlled by money, controlled by the power of organized money.
The power of organized money, the money, it's organized. It lines up in the cash registers, I can't stand it. The only kind of organization should be in the bread lines, where you line up for the bread that you get almost every day.
Is also a political system that is trying to convince all of us down here that policy and discussions around what government can or cannot do is not what they want to talk about. It's fascinating to me that the more money
Bernie is just sitting there kind of sort of slowly passing away
that goes into our political system, the less we talk about actual politics.
You want to hear what's really crazy? I mean, and every day it gets worse. Super PACs. I hate super PACs.
I hate them. I don't like them. Only my people are allowed to spend the money. No one else. I don't care. I mean, I take a lot of money. It goes to George Soros, the Alex Soros. That money is perfectly fine. Hans Zogvis. We're going to bring on Tyler O'Neill, our senior editor, who's been doing a deep dive into foreign spending into, for example, an election measure regarding abortion in Missouri. But this is the guy, the Graham Plattner. This is the Bernie Sanders kind of guy. While Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is still licking her wounds from not knowing where any country is, whether that's a South American country and where the equator is, or whether that's where European countries are, or whether a company is an accounting company or a chemical company, she's a little busy at the moment and, getting on the hijab and being ignored by, Muslim men during a prayer festival. But now Graham Plattner's got a couple of issues, and these issues come from his wife. So this is a fun one. So according to the reporting from just about each and every single outlet, back in the spring of 2025, early on in their marriage between Graham Plattner and Amy Gertner, his wife, Gertner discovered sexually explicit text messages on Plattner's phone exchanged with multiple women. Now, campaign sources differ on the number, up to 6 per current campaign officials and as many as a dozen per former political director Genevieve McDonald. Now that I say right off the start, if the argument is not whether or not you cheated on your wife, who you just got married to, but then a little, steppity stone up there, now it's how many women you cheated on your wife with, yeesh. And when social media gets involved, it's bad. There are a couple of Facebook pages, social media groups, as it were, who specialize in the, hey, are we dating the same dude? And the page is filled with, well, actually, last I knew he was getting married. I was dating him. Oh, I was dating him. Oh, I was dating him. Yeah, not really a good look. Well, because these particular details were shared by, again, according to the reporting, John Ossoff's wife, Amy, with the campaign. I mean, the story that's trying to be told is she said, hey, this might come up, so I'm letting you know my husband is garbage, which, that's quite a thing that happened. So anywho, from late 2025 into early 2026, he faced all other kinds of controversies, all other kinds from here to there to everywhere. And over the weekend, the Wall Street Journal and the New York Times published stories based on leaks, including from Genevieve McDonald, who used to work with the campaign. And essentially, here's what happened. The wife said, hey, you should know about these. And then Plattner, who ended up either getting rid of or firing this particular staffer, then said, hey, well, you know what would be funny? What if I leaked all of these text messages of how explicit you were with women? And then the internet scrapers started getting down to business. Scraping is an internet term. Oh, I did not mean to say Ossoff's wife. Excuse me. I didn't mean to say that. Plattner's wife, not Ossoff. I apologize. We're getting to Ossoff in a minute. Excuse me. Graham Plattner, not John Ossoff. I'm glad I have producers that heard that little verbal flip there. Regarding Plattner and his wife, after having those things leaked, the internet scrapers got to business. By this, I mean that there are individuals who started getting out the old search engines and started using Boolean operators to search if there was anything about Graham Plattner's known usernames or email addresses that might correspond to various sites. These are the tips and tricks of the trade that are known by online investigative journalists and girlfriends trying to figure out details about one of their girls in the group who's suddenly, dating this new guy. That kind of internet sleuthing dug up his active profile on Kik. Now, that's a dating website, social media website, that is focused on catering to young adults and minors. It has a really bad reputation, so of course he has a picture here in a towel, which, yeah.
Nope.
No, thank you. So anywho, what is this? Kik is, as the New York Times describes it, a predator's paradise. A wildly popular app, Kik offers teenagers and predators anonymity. That's according to all of this media reporting. So yeah, there you go. The Democrat candidate for Maine, he's got yet another serious scandal right in the works. So he did what every scumbag does. He sent out his wife to do a little bit of fighting for him.
Hey everyone, it's Amy. I wanted to make a statement today and, I'm getting eaten by bugs. I wanted to make a statement today in response to a couple of news articles that are out there about my marriage to Graham. If anybody knows me and Graham personally, you know that we got married in 2023. We live in Sullivan. We've got 2 dogs.
Okay, that's great. That has nothing at all to do with the situation. If he is a cheating scumbag who is also on a website that is known for predators and minors communicating, somebody get Chris Hansen over here. I mean, this is kind of concerning. Some might call that a problem. The rest of this 4.5-minute video is just her saying, we have a marriage counselor, I have a personal counselor, and then he has a personal counselor, and I promise that he's an okay guy. That's the whole video. It's 4.5 minutes long. That's all she says, the whole thing. So Graham's got some problems, and it's not something that you can just kind of slough off and ignore, because when we get into the midterm season, you don't really have the presidential candidates. Instead, you have the front runners for the party's vision. And the left right now has gone all in on the Bernie Sanders socialism kind of front runners. Bernie has gone up and done the rallies. Elizabeth Warren done this big, huge public endorsement. The left-wing economic vision, all about universal healthcare and the universal education and taxing the super rich billionaires, all that kind of crap. That is what Graham Plattner was selected to do. Now, on the social side with James Tallarico, that ain't going too hot either. But this is something that the broader media is, the mental gymnastics are incredible. And we'll get to some of that, but I do want to show you that, first of all, Chris Murphy of Connecticut was immediately asked, are you still going to support the dude? And, of course.
So there's been so much focus on Donald Trump, as many Democrats would say he's an immoral force. You say he's a symptom of all of this. Democrats are running a Senate candidate in Maine who had a Nazi tattoo that he did eventually cover up, but only after having it for many years. Recently, there's been reporting that he was sending sex text messages after he was married. Should those rules apply to Democrats, too? Do you support Graham Plattner even in the wake of all of this?
Yeah, I haven't followed the minute by minute of what's happened over the last few days, but...
Oh, I haven't followed the minute by minute. I was so busy. I was just all the stuff I was doing this weekend.
I do think there's a difference. Plattner has admitted that he's made big mistakes.
How many big mistakes do you have to make? Seriously, how many big mistakes do you have to make? One after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other, before it's like, dude, we could probably get anyone else to run and they would be better. A dead cat, a homeless man with a Kermit the Frog doll that he thinks is real. Anyone, any candidate ever. Hillary Clinton, okay, maybe not that bad, could probably beat Susan Collins in this race. And instead, it's, I haven't followed the detail. I'm so busy. Yeah, sure. That's, I don't think it's getting better. Radio Crew will catch you guys on the other side of the commercial. We have a lot more to hit on this because things are starting to crack in the DNC. It's not going to get better. It's the Tony Kinnett Cast here on the Daily Signal. So, In the meantime, the mental gymnastics are getting worked up. And I mean, a little bit of mental gymnastics. It's exciting. You get out there and you have all of the yelling and the crying. You got Ryan Grimm from Dropsite News saying, recall that the campaign manager, Genevieve McDonald, she quit the campaign and has been on an anti-Plattner rampage ever since. And then here's my favorite part. If a married couple is happy together, I don't really think it's any of the voters' business what they've been through previously, unless it was abusive. So there we go. As long as they both consented to whoring around, well, then it's fine. I mean, again, recall that the Democrats have made it a huge, massive production about talking about Ken Paxton's scandal when it comes to having allegedly cheating on his wife. But Graham Plattner, 2 years after he married the lady, he's out there posting on messaging sites used for, again, predators attempting to date minors. And that's one large yikes. And this is the other prevailing narrative. It's a nothing burger. Nathan J. Robinson of The Observer, unless anything else comes out, the Platner texts thing, it's entirely a nothing burger that we should not spend a second of our time discussing. Let's talk about foreign policy, affordability, healthcare. I declined to spend even 2 minutes talking about or thinking about Plattner's sex life. Okay. Well, there's another new one. According to a Reddit post by Plattner, he's also done some cocaine. Embattled Maine Democrat wrote about buying cocaine and also doing some drugs while on military leave in Europe on the government dime. I highly recommend it. No regrets. Now, by the way, Janet Mills is still registered. She is still on the ballot, even though her campaign has been suspended. There are calls inside both the Maine Democrat Party and inside the staff at the DNC who are saying maybe there needs to be a bailing.